You may not necessarily present until 10 years later. We don't know, because we are still studying this disease. When we decided to put a travel restriction on China, there were less than 50,000 cases in China. The United States now has 3 million.
We're number one in TripAdvisor. So hospitality is a huge deal for us.
Just hours away before the country ushers in its 47th birthday. Good morning, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Morning Edition. Thank you so much for having us in your company. Intense contact tracing over on Grand Bahama following the discovery of 2 new COVID-19 cases on that island yesterday. Acting Minister of Health, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, confirming as much in the House of Assembly while leading off debate on a resolution to extend emergency orders to the end of the month. The Prime Minister accepting that while Bahamas is still not yet out the woods, the government must continue performing a balancing act of protecting lives and livelihoods during this pandemic.
Now, foreign reserves continue to deteriorate. Our parity is compromised, and Bahamians won't be able to visit the U.S. or others because the dollar won't worth anything. So one has to strike that balance. Then if you open too soon, then you run into the problem that other countries are experiencing now. You must now lock down. So, Mr. Speaker, you understand the complexity that one experienced.
Now, according to the World Health Organization, COVID-19 infections are becoming more prevalent in young people between 20 to 44 years old. And with this in mind, that the Prime Minister issued this stern advice.
You may not necessarily present until 10 years later. We don't know, because we are still studying this disease. So once it hit the blood, it can go to the brain. So 10 years later, you may come up with dementia. We don't know. So when you imagine an 18-year-old today, 28-year-old, 10 years later, dementia. We don't know, but we know it goes into the blood, and we're studying the process. We also know that it goes to the blood. A young person may develop stroke. And depending on what part of the brain is affected and the response, other illness, paralysis, etc.
Well, effective immediately, all travelers must complete a Bahamas Health visa application. This along with presenting a negative COVID-19 RT-PCR test with a sample taken within 10 days of arrival. The visa application can be found on travel.gov.bs. As for the test, over 10 days will not be accepted. An automated response will be provided once the application is completed. Officials stressing that the only people approved to travel are those who have received a green color-coded response as proof of approval. This confirmation must be presented upon arrival to the Bahamas. The health visa application process takes 24 to 48 hours and should be completed with adequate lead time. Now again, the testing protocol comes as the Bahamas records 2 new COVID cases after holding firm at 104 for weeks. Case number 105, a 33-year-old female of Grand Bahama with no history of travel. Case number 106, a 20-year-old undocumented migrant on that island. Now both are isolated at home. This as health officials continue to follow the condition of the other COVID-19 positive cases. With the United States accounting for 25% of the COVID-19 cases globally, former Health Minister and Elizabeth Member of Parliament Dr. Dwayne Sands is pushing for visitors to follow protocols as the country's closest neighbor poses the biggest risk.
We collectively have to look critically at our biggest ally, trading partner, source of income, and decide how are we going to deal with visitors from the United States. When we decided to put a travel restriction on China, there were less than 50,000 cases in China. The United States now has 3 million confirmed cases and some 50,000 cases a day, and increasing. I am not standing here, Mr. Speaker, to say that we should ban travelers from the United States. What I am saying is that we should make every effort to ensure that every single visitor when they come here has a negative COVID test, and that we are doing rigorous, meticulous checks on everybody who enters this country.
Dr. Sands believes that the current situation has implications for the country's survival.
I believe that we surrendered the participation of many of the voices of the people as we did appropriately respond to an emergency. And now we have to decide, where do we go from here? Do we continue with the emergency orders? And if we do, for how long? Do we do it for a week, for a month, for 2 months? Or do we continue it indefinitely? And this is where perhaps the differences of opinions should be heard.
The opposition's deputy leader, Chester Cooper, meantime raising concerns over the rate of COVID-19 testing.
Having observed what many other countries are doing, we question the strategy on testing. In my mind, supported by science and international best practice, it is only aggressive testing that will see us able to gauge how successfully we will ultimately combat this pandemic. As it stands, there could be many asymptomatic carriers moving around from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Also contributing to debate on the resolution was Carmichael MP Desmond Bannister, who applauded the Prime Minister for the approach taken in fighting the global pandemic. Now, as for the opposition, he suggested its stance was wishy-washy.
The Prime Minister did what is right by imposing a curfew. He did what is right by suspending business. He was visionary in doing it, and we as an opposition supported to save the lives of the Bahamian people. But Mr. Speaker, you get the same kind of wishy-washy, on the fence response that we got in the debates today. The challenge that we have to face has never been faced before in history. Never. We have, this government has faced it head on. We've sought to do our best to protect the Bahamian people. The Prime Minister announced a national reopening plan. And he was commended for that plan.
Meantime, members of the Senate returning to the chamber this morning to debate several bills tabled on Wednesday. These include a bill to repeal the Central Bank Act, the Banks and Trust Companies Regulation Act, a bill to amend the Protection of Depositors Act, and a bill to reform the law in relation to various offenses under the Road Traffic Act. The session begins at 10 a.m.
Well, good morning, good morning, LaDawn, and good morning, Bahamas. As you said earlier, it's just a few hours leading into the 47th anniversary of the country. And already this morning, we're at the intersection of Wolf Road and Blue Hill Road. Many motorists and pedestrians are already hitting the streets. I imagine getting those final items leading into the extended holiday weekend. On the other side of the break, a look at your complete Thursday traffic report.
For more than 55 years, Family Guardian has worked tirelessly to build a better life for Bahamians. Our efforts lie not only in offering premier insurance and financial products to help secure Bahamian families, but also in providing tangible support to aid in community building. Over the course of the last year, We have distributed generators and gas vouchers in storm-ravaged Abaco, provided grocery vouchers to the Ministry of Social Services for needy families, given monetary assistance to the Ranfurly Home for Nursing Care, outfitted a state-of-the-art computer lab and library in Freeport, and made various other donations throughout our islands. As our Independence Day approaches, we want to express our heartfelt thanks to all our policyholders. I reconfirm our long-standing commitment to leave the communities where we live and work better. Happy Independence Day from our family to yours.
When we talk about Bahamians, we talk about a diverse people with very different dreams and goals. What we have in common, what makes us truly Bahamian in our hearts and in our souls, is our love of this beautiful country, our faith in the Almighty God, and our unshakable belief that we are each our brother's keeper. Happy anniversary of independence, Bahamas. From your family at Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Body of the Bahamas Association of Medical Technologists, or BAMAT, offer this pronouncement because our celebratory activities were suspended. We wish to say thank you to all essential healthcare workers, police and defense force officers, and to encourage the youth of this nation to seek out fields in the medical laboratory profession, and to let you know that this is a viable option for a successful and rewarding career. Scholarships are available through the Ministries of Health and Education to help you reach your goals. This announcement is brought to you by the Bahamas Association of Medical Technologists in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Welcome back to the Morning Edition. We now head on out to our streets this morning where Lloyd Allen is keeping an eye on traffic as we prepare for the long holiday weekend. Good morning, Lloyd.
Bahamas first. First in insurance. Today, tomorrow.
Well, good morning again, LaDon. Good morning, Bahamas. This morning, as I said previously, we're here at the intersection of Wolf Road and Blue Hill Road, and it's the just hours leading into the 47th anniversary of the country. And while beaches will be closed, roads will be open. And so giving us some advice about how to maneuver those streets is Corporal Patrick Kemp from the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division. Good morning, Officer Kemp, and welcome to the Morning Edition.
Good morning, Mr. Lloyd. Good morning, and happy Independence, Bahamas.
So give us an update. Overnight, were there any matters to report?
Particularly in the overnight period, there was no accidents. But in the 24-hour period, we've had some 13 accidents, in which about 4 of those were with injuries, and a hit-and-run accident, which we're still experiencing drivers on the streets who refuse to remain on the scene. And we continue to do our due diligence in cracking down and putting those persons before the courts when they are caught.
Now, I know just a few months back, one of your colleagues and I had talked a lot about those hit and runs. But this morning, we're talking about avoiding accidents altogether, particularly during those high traffic periods. We know in areas like this or near the Marathon Mall, even heading toward Carmichael Road, it tends to get very busy right before 9 a.m. in the morning and just after 5 in the evening. Any advice for motorists as they traverse the streets during those high traffic periods?
Well, one thing in particular, Mr. Allen, what I would say is proper planning. Proper planning goes a long way. leave out on time, and plan your alternate route. Persons need to be aware, and it's for shows like this, we'll be able to make the public aware that there are a number of alternate routes that you can take to make traversing to your destination much more easier and safer, and to avoid driving in a reckless and a dangerous manner that can potentially cause you and somebody else get in an accident.
Well, some great information there. Of course, we will continue to monitor the streets as we go into the holiday weekend. Reporting here this morning from the intersection of Wolf Road, Blue Hill Road, in my beautifully colored independent shirt, Lloyd Allen, for the morning edition.
Thanks a lot, Lloyd. The Trafficking in Persons Committee getting high marks from the National Security Minister, the Honorable Marvin Dames. The commendation following the release of the U.S. State Department's 2020 Trafficking in Persons report that saw the country maintain its Tier 1 status. Here's Jimonita Swain.
For the 6th consecutive year, the Bahamas has maintained its Tier 1 status.
National Security Minister, the Honorable Marvin Dames, speaking to the successes of the Trafficking in Persons Committee's work. So far, he says the work of the committee didn't stop after Hurricane Dorian. In fact, it extended to Abaco.
The investigative team from the TIPS task force seized the opportunity to screen 151 migrants nationals from Abaco to eliminate the existence of the possibility of trafficking in persons. Moreover, for the past reporting period, the TIP unit continued to heighten its awareness.
Obviously, prosecutions are one of the reasons for the Tier 1 designation, but that's not the only reason.
An increased awareness raising through the distribution of translated brochures into 4 languages: Spanish, Mandarin, Creole, and French.
The main factors is the trafficking in person generally is victim-centered. Victim-centered approach, in fact, which has to do with protection of victim, care of victim, and prevention. So prevention of persons becoming victim of trafficking is a major criteria and priority of concern for us. So public awareness, educating the public as to what to look out for.
The National Security Minister also echoed the sentiment of the importance of education in the fight and some of the challenges victims face.
We know that it exists, and the information out there is that there are persons who, when they come to town, persons retain their passports, right, and then threaten them and have them engage in sexual acts for money. And when the ladies request their passports back, they can't get it.
Meantime, Prosecutor Yuko Barnaby also addressed where some of the victims are trafficked from and the enticements used.
We're coming from places like Jamaica, Venezuela, Colombia, those places generally, and they are being told that you're coming to work either as a caretaker or working that's taking care of either a baby or some elderly person, or work in a restaurant as a barmaid or something to those effect. And when they come here, well, you're not going to be doing any of those work. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to be prostituting.
The National Security Minister making it clear that persons that engage in the act of trafficking in persons will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And those that have concerns on whether or not they're being trafficked should contact 376-TIPS. Jimonita Swain, ZNS Network News.
The boots of 100 new police officers hit the ground this week. Police Commissioner Paul Rowe says they're eager to serve, and in fact, some of them are already making history.
This is going to be a first time we send new recruits to CID. And so they come out, and there are 20 new recruits, new police constables. They're no longer recruits. They have their badge, and 20 of them are going to be going to CID. Like when I came out, I went straight to CID, and my career was a detective, and I completed 32 years in CID, and then I moved into administration. I would like to see persons who are trained as detective and they perfect it, because as we move forward, and they will rise through the ranks in CID.
The commissioner says recruitment efforts continue in order to fulfill the force's ongoing manpower needs.
Many of us who joined in the 80s, you could appreciate the clock is running. And I recall when I graduated, there was a period of about 4 to 5 years when there was no recruitment. That's what is the scary thing for me right now, because there's going to be almost an avalanche when those in my era leave. And so if we don't act now, you're going to have a big vacuum, which is going to be almost 250 to 300 officers. I'm trying to fix it because I know it's coming. It's coming, and you'll see that in about 2 to 3 years.
Meanwhile, the deadline for the University of the Bahamas' undergraduate admissions applications for the fall ends today. Applications can be retrieved online at www.ub.edu.bs and should be completed and submitted along with all supporting documents by emailing the admissions office. UB Student Government Association responding to the university's president, Dr. Rodney Smith's initial plans to seek employment outside of the country. The association's vice president, Gershon Raming, telling us that while this news pulled in mixed reactions, at this point, UB students seem to appreciate Smith's decision to remain at the university, at least for now.
We are relieved that he decided to stick it out. He decided to stay with the ship. He's the captain of the ship. He's the president. So we are relieved that he decided to keep his job, stay with us, and help us to make it through this pandemic and make us a better university.
A young Bahamian beauty queen and St. Augustine student honored with a prestigious award, 12-year-old Taisha Johnson was recently recognized with the highest accolade for a young person in social action and humanitarian efforts, the Diana Award. The award was established in memory of Diana, Princess of Wales. It's given out by the charity of the same name and has the support of both her sons, the Duke of Cambridge and Sussex. And the countdown is on to the country's 47th independence. We've got a live report when the morning edition comes. Right back.
We Buy You Sell offers the best in impact windows and doors. The first line of defense in protecting your home and family with premium designs and affordable pricing. We can make your dream home a reality. We also stock a wide variety of tiles such as porcelain, mosaic, and plank tiles. We offer the lowest rates in the country. Located at number 163 Robinson Road. Call 677-2856 or 324-6427. We Buy You Sell. Come and see us today.
Hi, welcome to Dream Girls. We offer a wide variety of hair care, and your everyday beauty needs.
Here at Dream Girls, we carry a wide variety of products for natural or relaxed hair, such as ORS, Care, and Shea Moisture. We also carry a large selection of weaving, braiding, and crochet hair. You can expect to find a private wig room, a large variety of products, and service with a smile. Whether you're shopping for a party, a corporate event, or your everyday working woman, Dream Girls can make your dream become a reality. Live your dream, experience your dream, Dream Girls.
We have 3 convenient locations to serve you: Village Road Shopping Center, Prince Charles Shopping Center, and Legacy Plaza located on Prince Charles next to BTC Cash and Go. Here at Dream Girls, enhancing beauty becomes your reality.
Hepatitis is the inflammation of the liver, which is the organ responsible for filtering toxins from the body, producing bile for digestion, and producing proteins and clotting factors. The most important cause of hepatitis worldwide is viruses, of which there are 5 main types: A, B, C, D, and E. Hepatitis B and C are major health challenges globally, affecting over 300 million persons worldwide. The suspicion of hepatitis may be a challenge, as there are typically no symptoms. However, if infected, non-specific symptoms may include decreased appetite, nausea, vague abdominal discomfort, jaundice or yellow eyes, and abnormal liver function tests. If not treated, hepatitis of any type can lead to cirrhosis and liver cancer, which leads to over 1 million deaths worldwide. If you suspect you may have been exposed to the virus that causes hepatitis, talk to your doctor today and get tested.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority in conjunction with the Medical Association of the Bahamas and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
Hey y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to march down some lobster, yeah?
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys' waiter today. Can I take your order?
Oh, I've been queuing for some grouper tread.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work.
Where the fish gone, though?
But how, though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. Sea, the future.
Welcome back. Well, with borders now open and tourists trickling in, the Sandy Port Resort is back in business. Here's Charles Fisher.
Their doors are open and ready to welcome guests from all over. Assistant Manager Sheralda Arnett stated that all rules in relation to guest safety have been put into place.
Strongly adhering to the COVID policy, we have proper signage front of house, also in the back of the house for the staff. We have the stickers, the distance stickers. Also, we've implemented the plexiglass. We've constant reminder of the hand washing. We have hand sanitizer stations all throughout the property. If you go to the pool, you'll see the signage out there reminding the guests, also the staff, to remain 6 feet between each other.
And it didn't take long for the resort to put all these measures in place.
Once we've heard about COVID and it was out there from the WHO and the CDC, we immediately started to think, what could we do? What the owners, along with the management team, we were brainstorming even before Ministry of Tourism said, let's go ahead and put it in place. What could we have done? Because we're going to be around for a long time. So whatever measures we needed to make sure that the staff is safe along with the guests, we were brainstorming well before. So it kind of was a smooth transition for us, just making sure we adhere to their rules. But we were already thinking.
And there are some protocols that will be in place when entering the property.
We would recommend that you bring your mask. That's very important. We have, like for our staff, we have face shields. So if a guest, they want that extra precaution, you can stop to the desk and we can give you a face shield if you feel like you need that extra precaution. Also, one thing that really stood out for me, we're number one in TripAdvisor. So hospitality is a huge deal for us. That's major.
Room and social distancing all comes with the amenities.
All of our rooms, we actually offer an external, so you don't have to worry about elevators. You don't have to worry about crowded corridors. You can enter from being outside. We have AC split units in the room, so you don't have to worry about a central air system or a chill water system where everything is shared across each room.
While enjoying themselves, some rules may be hard to adhere to, but everyone must be proactive.
I am a strong believer in everyone takes care of themselves, and then we don't have to worry about the COVID. So just a constant reminder, if the guests see the staff practicing it, I'm sure they're going to adhere to it. So we encourage our staff, when you're walking with your buddy, another team member, just to go ahead and stay 6 feet from each other. If you see the guests, try to remain, stay back, step back a bit, just until they pass, until they get within the space. So we try to do it ourselves and then hope that they follow suit.
With not much international travel, Bahamians should take advantage of this and feel like they are away from home.
We always refer to ourselves as the resort. We're the family island right here on the island. So you don't have to fly to get a taste of the family island. Once you stay at Sandy Port, it's just like you're on the island. It's like you're not missing anything, so you don't have to get on a plane to taste it. It's right here on the island.
I guess you are wondering now, what are the rates?
Because it's the weekend, it's $149 plus taxes. We welcome you. You don't have to stay home. The beaches are closed. However, our pool is open. And like I said, we do have the measures in place that you will be safe. So I recommend you do that. For our international guests that may be watching, we have something called the Wow 40. It's 40% off our rack rates. However, it has a COVID-free cancellation, so we're really flexible with the cancellation. You don't have to worry about, oh, if I book in advance, I'll lose my money if I can't come. So we'll just say, go ahead, get the test, book online. We're ready to welcome locals and international guests.
And the staff has come up with unique ways to avoid touching.
We're huggers here at Sandy Port because we're family. But the owners, we came up with replacing hugs and handshake with the universal sign language for love. So you may see a staff member or a team member, they want to give you a hug. So temporarily they would do the universal sign language for hug.
Sandy Port Beach Resort is TripAdvisor's #1 ranked Nassau resort and winner of the Hotels.com Loved by Guests award. For the Morning Edition, I'm Charles Fisher.
It's just a month into what meteorologists predict to be an above-average hurricane season, and officials from the Bahamas Red Cross say they are more than ready and prepared to tackle any natural disaster head-on. President Therese Curry says her team has already hit the ground running and have met with Family Island partners to discuss the way forward.
We have done quite a lot of work with our Family Island member groups and centers. We have done a lot of training with them to be prepared. We have pre-positioned supplies on those islands. And we have asked the Family Island member groups to communicate, do more community engagement in their community to get persons prepared.
Curry says with index temperatures increasing over the past few weeks or months rather, it's prone to attract hurricanes. Curry is strongly advising Bahamians not to be caught with their pants down and prepare themselves early.
Do whatever repairs that they need to do to their homes and begin to put their hurricane kit together. Make sure they have, it's tough times and you may want to use that can of tuna, but leave it in the back of the cupboard where you can't see it and put, your supplies aside in the event that it is needed. We would hope that it is not needed, but we must be prepared.
Stay close. The Morning Edition is back right after this.
'73 marked the beginning of something great in these beloved islands, an event that would reflect the values and tastes of the Bahamian people for generations to come. National pride has gone hand in hand with this momentous occasion, which will forever be known throughout Bahamian history as the birth of Aquapure. Sharing its birthday with the nation isn't what makes Aquapure great. It's Aquapure's commitment to quality and to the people of the Bahamas that drives us to be the best. Aquapure, pure Bahamian since 1973.
Bonaventure Medical Laboratory at East Avenue, Centerville, and Sandyport celebrates 20 years of providing quality laboratory services with timely results. While partnering with your physicians and insurance companies, we have expanded into our modernized facility providing EKG testing, the latest in gonorrhea and chlamydia STD tests, rapid tests, paternity screens, online reporting of results, and also phlebotomy training. Visit or call Bonaventure Medical Lab, open daily at 7:30 a.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m., or visit our Sandyport or Southside Clinic locations.
When a hurricane watch or warning has been issued, it is extremely important to be prepared and know just what to do. Stay informed about the storm's path by listening to the radio or television for hurricane progress reports. Check emergency food and household supplies. Be sure you have extra batteries for flashlights and radios. Bring in outdoor items like lawn furniture and garden tools. Anchor objects that cannot be brought inside. Secure buildings by closing and boarding up windows. Remove outside antennas and satellite dishes. Turn refrigerators and freezers to the coldest settings, opening only when absolutely necessary and closing quickly. Purchase ice and store it in an ice chest. Keep drinking water in clean jugs and bottles. Clean your bathtub with bleach and fill it with water for washing and flushing, not for drinking, making sure to keep the bathroom door closed so that small children cannot access the filled tub. Do not go out to videotape or take photos of the storm. Take pictures from inside where it is safe and dry. There is no harm in being overly cautious where a hurricane is concerned. It is truly better to be safe than sorry. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Management Agency.
You got to make the best of what you have in front of you. And that's some of our problems. We don't know how to make the best of what we've got. You keep on looking out the window and seeing something better. And you think if you get that, that's what's going to make your, oh Lord, this is what's going to make your life better. But I need to tell you, you need to make the best of who you are.
Join us this and every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. for Faith Touch on ZNS TV 13.
Well, the countdown is on for the country's independence celebrations, and due to COVID-19, viewers are in a virtual treat this evening. A special production will emanate from our studios right here at the Broadcasting Corporation. Lloyd Allen joins us live with an update. Good morning again, Lloyd.
Well, it's 100% correct, LaDawn. Good morning again, Bahamas. I've shifted locations. Right now, I'm located in Studio A at ZNS Bahamas, and I'm joined by Osano Neely. He's the assistant producer for the upcoming virtual Independence celebration, also the assistant to the chairman for the Independence Committee and virtual presentation this year. Good morning, Mr. Neely, and welcome to the morning edition.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm awesome. Glad to be here. So talk to us. It's now hours leading into this virtual presentation. Last week, I spoke with Andrew Burrows, who gave us some details. But one of those things that we're now still preparing for, those 100 people that will be logged on to the Zoom link at any given time throughout the 4-hour presentation.
Yes, so we're going to have Bahamians all over the world that are going to be logged on via Zoom. Anybody else that is interested in getting the Zoom link, you can call me at 813-3648, or you can email me at osanoneely, OSANONEELY @gmail.com. But of course, all Bahamians all over the country are going to be tuned in via Facebook Live, also tuned in by ZNS, by YouTube. We're going to have all of these links up. It's going to be a very exciting time.
Well, I know definitely it's going to be exciting. Now, one of those things that I'm still curious about, part of the presentation is going to be obviously here at ZNS, but also part at the fort. So talk to us about how you've divvied up those activities.
So we have 2 locations because of the social distancing. Bahamians, of course, we're going to be on curfew, but there will be a presentation down at Clifford Park. We're going to have the ecumenical service, and we're also going to have the singing of the national anthem by Ali Akoli. And we won't have the full regalia of the Royal Bahamas Police and Defense Force bands, but we will have a small entourage that will be doing their thing.
And another major part of the production, we talked about this prior to as well. Andrew said that there were about 15 persons who had already submitted photos along with bios of deceased loved ones who would have passed during Dorian, as well as those affected by COVID-19. Has that number increased, and how is that part of the production looking at this point?
The number has increased, and during this 4-hour special that we're going to have for our independence celebrations, we're going to have a memoriam of those that have lost their lives and lost so much in Freeport and Abaco due to Hurricane Dorian. And also we're going to pay homage to those people that have lost their lives, those Bahamian heroes that have lost their lives to COVID-19. So the show is going to be full of, triumphant moments, very emotional moments, some funny moments, a lot of funny moments. But this was the key. The chairman ensured to make a way where we would honor those that would have lost their lives and lost so much in Freeport and Grand Bahama and Abaco.
So switching gears a little bit, on my playlist right now, one of those songs is Sugar in a Plum by none other than Bodine. So I know she's a part of the production as well. Talk about some of those entertainers who are part of the show this year.
We're going to have a lot of entertainers that would be in front of the camera doing their thing, whether it be rapping, whether it be singing. We're going to now have them as hosts. So they'll possibly be doing the same thing that you are doing now. So same as I, because I'm an entertainer as well. And now I'm in the background, actually in management position. So it's been a learning experience, definitely. So we're going to have Bodine Johnson on stage hosting. You're going to have Dion Johnson, who is an actor down at the Dundas. We're going to have the duo Wendy and Dyson Knight.
Okay, beautiful.
And we're going to have so many people. Jacozy. For the talent, we're going to have a lot of young people. So we focused on people like Zaneo Newborn, who's Saj, Latoya from Freeport, amongst many other people that are going to be performing. We have Miss Giggles, Woodside, and just so many other people. The chairman has surely ensured to put a youthful vibe to these celebrations this year, which I'm very appreciative of.
And I'm glad that you said that. Last year, as I looked at the whole production at the stadium, I was 100% satisfied, and I'm looking forward to even a better production this year.
Definitely.
But if there's one thing that you'd like people to walk away from this year's virtual presentation, what would that be?
I want Bahamians to remember that we are still the most beautiful country in the world. We are still the most beautiful people in the world. Although COVID has come and wreaked havoc on our country, wreaked havoc on our daily move about in our daily lives, I want all Bahamians to know that we are still Bahamian. The sun still rises and shines upon us, and we are just a wonderful, wonderful people. So please go out today and realize that we're celebrating 47 years of independence. So whatever you do today, just smile. No matter what's going on, I want every Bahamian to show their pride, to lift their heads to the rising sun.
And maybe wear a bright shirt like me. So, reporting from the ZNS Studio A, Lloyd Allen and
Osana Neely.
For the morning edition, LaDawn, back to you.
As the country pauses to observe its 47th independence, a local entertainment group is taking us back decades into the industry. Here's Jamila Mizik.
Theophilus Coakley, Kirk Coakley, Berkeley Van Bird, Monty Brown, Dave Mackey, and Anthony Flowers form the dynamic Bahamian musical group T-Connection. Inspired by the international success of Raphael Munning's Funky Nassau, Theophilus, affectionately known as T. Coakley, founded T-Connection. The keyboardist and lead vocalist says the group was formed in 1973, but it was not until they performed at the Out Island Bar in the Nassau Beach Hotel in 1974 did he realize they were gaining fans. He talks what it was like to be formed in a newly independent Bahamas.
The fact that we were independent is what inspired me. Because, before that, some years ago, I was playing with the great Duke Hanna in Andros at the Lighthouse Club. And this is before President Lyndon got elected. It was just the year before. And I remember sitting with him in the restaurant, and Lighthouse Club, and I was like maybe 16, 17 years old when he said, yeah, we're gonna go, we're gonna win, and we're gonna become independent. He's telling all this stuff. Anyway, we want you guys, young guys, to, we want you young guys to do it now. And so that inspired me a lot. So whatever I did, I said, I gotta be really great. Because, so let me say, I gotta be great.
He says that talk with Sir Lyndon Pinling really inspired him to get where they were. But he says he knew he had to do more. Some of the group's biggest hits include Paradise, Slippin' Away, At Midnight, and Best of My Love. He recalls performing on American Bandstand as one of their biggest moments.
We were in Freeport then, and they said that everybody took the day off to watch that when it was shown. So nobody went to work that day because it was the first time Bahamians were on a show that big, on TV. And so we kind of brought a lot of tourists in there because they kept asking us on American bands, where you got the clothes from? And we said, the International Bazaar. Oh, wow, you guys are so cool. And so a lot of people, when they came, they said, hey, where's the International Bazaar? So that was really cool. That was big for us.
T. Coakley says another big accomplishment was appearing on Soul Train and touring with other big groups like the Isley Brothers. Coakley says T Connection had the biggest record in New York and England with Do What You Want to Do, and recalls the last time they performed as a whole in 2012 before Berkeley passed away. Nowadays, Coakley is freelancing, but he says another T Connection album is in the works. This independence, his advice to Bahamians is to continue to be proud, push the envelope, and to not be complacent. He attributes T Connection's success to being different from the other groups.
When we came out and we did Do What You Want to Do, nobody did a percussion break before, and nobody knew what Junkanoo was. So when Tony Flower played the Junkanoo groove in the break, and everybody going crazy in the clubs, they don't know what kind of music that was. And so it's different. Nobody did it before, and so we were the first one to do a percussion break. And so once you're different like that, people are going to take notice.
He says if other groups follow the same trend by being different with top-notch quality, he believes they can be as successful as T Connection. Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
Stay close. The Morning Edition is back right after this.
Influenza, or the flu as it is commonly called, is a viral illness that usually occurs between the months October to March. The virus is transmitted from person to person through coughing, sneezing, or talking. Symptoms include fever, cough, headache, runny nose, generalized body aches, and fatigue. There is no specific treatment for the flu, and the symptoms usually dissipate after 3 to 7 days. Because it is caused by a virus, antibiotics are not used to treat the flu. Persons are encouraged to rest and drink lots of fluids. Panadol is recommended for fever and body aches associated with the flu. However, aspirin should be avoided due to the risk of bleeding. To decrease the spread of flu, persons are encouraged to get their flu shot annually and practice good cough hygiene. Additional information can be provided by your community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th. When a hurricane alert is issued for your area, which indicates the possibility that you could experience hurricane conditions within 60 hours, you should begin the initial stages of preparation for the storm. When the storm is 48 hours away, a hurricane watch is issued. Once a watch is issued, be sure to get updates from the Met Office via television or radio. Get your battery-powered radio ready. Keep your emergency supply kit, blankets, and sleeping bags handy, and keep children and pets indoors. Be sure you have extra cash and a car tank full of gas. Fill all prescriptions. A hurricane warning means that a storm with winds up to 74 miles per hour or more is 36 hours away. At this point, secure all windows with shutters and plywood. Place your valuables in a waterproof container and store them on the highest floor in your home or in the safest area. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Management Agency.
Andros is the #1 bone fishing destination on our planet. Sports fishermen visit our flats every year to participate in one of the most fulfilling outdoor activities known to man, fly fishing. And guess what? It's 100% sustainable. Without areas like the west side of Andros, sustaining this industry would be absolutely impossible. So let's take care of nature, and nature will take care of us.
It's that time of the morning when we begin our workout session with Natasha Brown.
Come on down, Natasha Brown has got you with the ultimate fitness.
Never tell yourself, I can't. Try asking yourself, how can I? This is another dynamic session with Downtown. Guess what? We've got 5 awesome exercises that you can do any morning, anywhere, anytime. Let's get right to it. Ready? We're gonna start off with high knees and we're gonna run for 30 seconds. For the sake of time, I want you to choose any one of the Ultimate Team members, and based on your fitness level, please follow them. Ready, high knees, go. 1. Awesome. Now we've got half burpees with a push-up. We're only going to do 8. Ready, go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, team. Now we're going to go right back down on the floor and get into a high and a low plank. We're only going to do 8. Ready, go. From high to low, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome, team. Now we've got jumping jacks followed by toe touches. We're gonna do jumping jacks for 15. Ready, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Back down, toe touches. We're gonna do 15 toe touches followed by bridges. Ready, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Moving right along, we're going into bridges, and we're only doing for 10. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job, team. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Final exercise of the morning. We're going to end with butt kicks. Ready? Let's get into it, team. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Until next time, I am Downtown Natasha Brown, keeping you healthy, fit, and energized. I am the ultimate me.
This weather report is sponsored by Bank of the Bahamas, the bank of solutions.
Stay tuned to the ZNS Network, your best choice for local, regional, and international COVID-19 coverage. We are the only station providing you with live radio and television updates throughout the day, giving you up-to-the-minute information. Our coverage continues at 10 on radio and then at 2 p.m. on the television network. Once again, I'm LaDawn Davis. Have a great morning, everyone.